Eating lettuce by itself is weird.
No. It's a salad.
That's your guys' salad. My salad contains some lettuce, croutons, ranch, bacon bits, cheese. Y'all got the nasty.
Boring. That's boring. Onions, tomatoes, and mushrooms.
That's disgusting. That's like
good stuff in it.
that's nasty.
Your sounds boring. Don't have nothing in it.
I just named like 10 ingredients that were on.
Oh, 4.
Lettuce, croutons, ranch, bacon bits, cheese.
Well, ranch is a dressing, so
That's still something you put in it.
yeah, we like about 20 things in our salad.
Yeah, because y'all with some vegetarians. You're all weird. I've never known anybody who
You
puts
coming from someone who won't eat steak, who doesn't like steak.
Right. We're supposed to say that's very.
steak is terrible. It tastes terrible.
You're the vegetarian.
It's like dry. Nobody makes good steak anymore.
Yeah, I don't think you understand what dry and moist is.
What's up, Swiggy? Eating raw cabbage. One of my favorites. Don't hate. What's up, bro? Bro, since?
Just like coleslaw. Coleslaw, same thing. It's raw cabbage.
I take this Irish thing way too far when I eat raw cabbage. Oh, yeah.
I just don't eat liquid.
We're going to have fun today. Stay tuned.
Are you on YouTube or Facebook?
You do?
Are you still banned on Facebook?
I don't know.
That's gonna come back to the middle part of this. Oh,
I don't care.
they give it to you.
I like what I like. Look. Don't hate. I'll be on YouTube Live. What's for dinner? What's that called?
I don't even know what to call it. It's sausage, bacon, cabbage.
Sausage, bacon, and cabbage fried up. I don't know.
Yeah.
Don't have a name. Oh! My boy Pine Rocks is on here. My boy Pine Rocks.
What?
What you doing, Pine?
I know what it uses the way that's some NPC stuff.
Pine Rocks is one of my favorite reviewers. In my opinion, probably one of the best reviewers there is on here. Definitely the best one in the UK. Primarily because he doesn't have such a harsh English accent. I hate English accents. In Australia, they get on my nerves. Pine Rocks isn't that bad. I feel like a rabbit.
I'll hurt your tooth.
Mm-mm.
I'm down with this cabbage. Turkey juice.
Good.
Just waiting to get a few more people in here. Trust me, you'll like what I got to say.
What's this?
No.
Go ahead and,
Oh yeah, I'm at my hands. Oh yeah. So before I begin those of you that are in here, give me your favorite fragrance reviewer. I'm curious. Whoops. Pine Rocks is my favorite. Always has been. You know that.
Okay, so since I already made a video on every NFL team's
Hell no, you ain't retiring.
I just felt morally obligated to make a video on the antithesis of that. Every NFL team's best moment.
No, sir. Mm-mm.
I'm gonna try to produce some medicine to at least keep the pain a little bit. Now we're gonna start right away with the New Orleans Saints.
After you do a DB's review, and then you can retire.
Led to the creation of Brett Favre and Peyton Manning sleep paralysis demons. But to change things up, I'm gonna go with their lead right after Hurricane Katrina in the first game back.
Robes the weight. Okay. All right.
2006, the Saints played against their greatest rivalry, the Atlanta Falcons. And in that game, something magical happened. The most emotional moment in sports history. Steve Gleason gets through the Falcons 17 units and blocks a play resulting in a touchdown.
Stacks and high. I get down with Stacks.
United together to celebrate for the same exact reason. And so to me, that is the best moment in Saints history. And it also signals the rebirth of the franchise. Now the Panthers are.
We all got to keep on.
So I think the answer is very clear. One moment, 2004 NFC divisional game against the St. Louis Rams.
Okay.
In this game against the one.
Ray, I wouldn't have guessed that, brother. I hate Cuba, no. He's a shill. I don't take you for that kind of person at all, to be honest. All right. Tyrone is just simple. Bro Sense is just simple. Our Excel's a good guy. There's no behind the nonsense on here. What the fuck? Right. Let's go down to brass tacks. Today we're going to break down the BS that's in Frag comm. Are you ready? Because there's a lot of BS in Frag comm. Big time. Yeah, I quit reviewing. Yeah. I come on here every now and then to expose people and talk bullshit, but other than that, I don't have much to review. I have it all in oils. Can't review my own shit. That wouldn't make any sense, would it? Let's move on. All right. Today we're going to break down a list of the 5 or so most idiotic reviewers. My favorite exposer is Behind the Nonsense. Absolutely. So today we're going to break down the 5 most ignorant, disrespectful, overrated, whatever category you want to put them in, the worst of the worst when it comes to fragrance reviewers, okay? That's our list today. And today we're going to talk about many fragrance reviewers. Some of you may like, and some of you may not like. So we'll just go ahead and put it out there. Fat Boy is not on this list. Obviously, Fat Boy's pretty honest in his reviews. I said what I said, and I said what I needed to say about Fat Boy. I don't care to elaborate much. So let's get into it. Let's make 7. and these are the only one. Well, of course, you know Ross is on there. He's top 5. Let's go ahead and start with. We'll do 7. Let's do 7. So the 7th worst fragrance reviewer on my list today is Curly Scents. Okay. Now I don't have any disrespect towards Curly Scents. She's a woman. Sex sells. I get it. And so the reason that I think Curly Scents runs in at number 7 is because sex sells. If you don't know shit about fragrances and you're a half decent looking woman who wants to show off half of your body, that's how you make people listen to how you think fragrances smell. There's nothing like a woman who shows her 6-pack of abs, the small cleavage that she has, her 5.5 pounds of makeup, and her extremely curly hair to let you know men what women like. Well, coming from a woman who doesn't have a man, I don't need you to tell me what a man likes in a good smell. Thank you, though. I appreciate that. But probably one of the worst fragrance reviewers I've ever met. She has earned it, honestly. And like I said, sex sells, period. If like I said, if you're a good looking woman, in my opinion, she's about a 6.5 out of 10. That's all you really need in today's society, to show off a little bit of skin and tell men what they think they want to hear. And all men are going, I guess he's right. Yeah, bullshit. That woman's ridiculous. Can't stand the fucking 5.5. She shouldn't be doing fragrance reviews. She should be doing a L'Oreal review, because that's what she wears mostly. That's about the most she wears is makeup, okay? L'Oreal or what's some other makeup companies' names that are pretty popular? Maybelline, somebody like them. Yeah, she should have been. Yeah, appreciate that, God. She should be going that direction and not fragrances direction. Okay, so at number 7 comes Curly Fragrances, which it would, whatever the hell her name is. Okay, number 6. Okay, number 6 on my list. Excuse me. I got a burp and it won't come up. Number 6 on my list is somebody that I know a lot of you guys probably watch, and I don't really give a shit. He's just now starting to get a little bit more respect. That's why he's number 6 on my list. That's Ashton from Gent Sense. I have seen earlier today where he's starting to put people more on blast and calling out the BS. That, my friend, gains a lot more respect from me. But here's the thing. When it comes to fragrances, ladies and gentlemen, when you're reviewing a fragrance, there's a non-biasness, okay? What I do when I used to review fragrances, I used to cut off who they was, okay? I didn't care who they was. I cut them off. They're out of my head. I love Killian, but if I'm reviewing a Killian, I cut it off, okay? I don't recognize it's a Killian. I smell the fragrance, and I give you my honest opinion about that fragrance, okay? Gent Sense does not do that, okay? Gent Sense is one of those guys who know who they are. He knows who he's reviewing, and he's going to review it because he knows who they are reviewing, okay? That dude, in my opinion, is about half and half, okay? He used to be 70%, probably 75% bullshit, but now he's probably 50-50, okay? I seen somebody brought it to my attention. Then I decided to go look, and I see he's finally starting to come from the dark side to the light side. So I'll give him that respect in that regards. So Gent Sense hits my number 6 reviewer. That's worthless and a piece of shit. I get you guys wondering, the top 5 got to be wonderful, right? Right? Am I right? Okay. So coming in at number 5, the 5 worst fragrance reviewer in Frag. Yes, he did, Gerardo. He did lose some company support. That's what happens when you guys got to understand. When you start off as a shill and everything smells good and you don't want to go deep down and say something smells like shit, you just say, oh, it's not for me. That's a cop-out, okay? It smells like shit. When you say it's not for me, by all means, it smells like shit. Just say it. Just saying. Don't mean to be angry, but yeah, it smells like shit. Just put it out there, okay? The shit smells like goddamn shit. Is enough with DB's Rainbow's Candy Shop line? Yes, it is Candy Shop line. Oh, thank you, Joseph. I appreciate that. Okay. It either smells good or it smells like shit, guys. Really, there's kind of really no in between. There really isn't. Either it's something, and I hate when guys always say, well, this is not groundbreaking. Well, no shit, Sherlock. There's nothing that gets made anymore that's groundbreaking except for DBs. Of course, I break ground every motherfucking time I create an OG. Don't believe me? Check the reviews out. All right. Number 5 worst fragrance reviewer in Fragcom is Miami Cuddles. The biggest dick sucking, cum swallowing, big regurgitated fat ass. Hold on a minute. I've been waiting for this. My girlfriend's going to be semi pissed off. I don't give a shit. Bow! I'm Miami Cuddles. Do you like my chest, baby? Do you like what you say? Oh, yes. Oh, never mind. You don't like what you see, I'll just bash you. Okay? Because I'm that kind of guy. I know I'm a queer. Oh, I'm sorry. A gay man. But, you know, I expect you as the woman to like my chest. Now I'm putting my goddamn tank top back on so you gay guys don't hit me up on my fucking information. Don't hit me up. I like hold, not pull. Allow me to retort. I'm going to put my shirt back on if you do not mind. You like them titties, huh? I make fat bastard look like a skinny bastard, don't I?
Hell no.
There's nothing in this world I hate more than somebody that gives reviews based on how friendly they are with somebody. Okay? That's Miami Cuddles. Okay? That stupid son of a bitch. Thank you, bro. That stupid son of a bitch. If he likes George Zaharoff, then George Zaharoff fragrances are the best thing he's ever smelled in his life. And trust me when I tell you, he likes George Zaharoff. He likes George Zaharoff. I said this yesterday and I'll repeat it again. He's probably got more of Zaharoff kids in his stomach than I do in real life. Did I say that? Oh, my bad. Allow me to retort. He's a cum guzzler. So I cannot stand. Cuddles is great. Wait a minute, all the jerks. You said Miami Cuddles is great. Well, my friend, that tells me a lot about you. Miami Cuddles sucks. Big, fat George Zaharoff dick. Let me continue, okay? Every time I get on a Miami Cuddles, and I haven't been on there in quite some time, the dude is the most dramatic, okay? If it smells good, it's whoa, it smells so fucking good. If it stinks, it's terrible. There is no in between when it comes to Miami Cuddles. Any of you guys that have seen this guy's YouTube channel will understand this guy's the most wishy-washy guy that I've ever seen review fragrances in my entire life. Okay. If you don't believe me, just go back and look at his 1,000-some fucking 1,000-some reviews that he's done. You'll realize this dude is a shill. Oh, yeah, with his, oh, absolutely, brother. Here, let me highlight that. There you go. This man knows what he's talking about. Miami Cuddles is funny at best, says he. He says he isn't wishy-washy. Well, I'll tell you something, my friend. His name should be Maytag because he wishy-washy's more than a Maytag washer. I promise you that. Okay? 1 minute something smells good and he's a friend with somebody. The next minute, it doesn't really smell all that good. Unless it's a Zaharoff fragrance. If it's a Zaharoff fragrance, then the Zaharoff fragrance, he will burp up and tell you it smells great. Do you dig what I'm saying? There's nothing like a Zaharoff burped fragrance when it comes from Miami Cuddles. We'll get to the other person in a few that burps up more Zaharoff fragrance than Miami Cuddles. And that's a hard feat to accomplish because he his way to the top. You dig what I'm saying? I can't really, I'm not gay, so I can't. Ooh, did I put that out there? Oh, yes, I did. He's got more white shit in his stomach than fucking Jonah and the whale. I guarantee you that shit. I promise you that shit. Anyway, let's continue. The number 4 worst, let's do some push-ups. you don't want to do push-ups with me, brother. If you will join me on this cast, look, I will. Let me see if I remember how to do this. If you can do more push-ups than me, I will say Miami Cuddles is the best fragrance reviewer of all time. But I guarantee you can't. So with that, number 4. Can anybody give me a number 4 first worst fragrance reviewer of all time? Because from 4 to 1 is pretty crowded. Okay. Number 4, Gent Sense. Gent Sense. Okay. Gent Sense is probably the worst fragrance reviewer when it comes to knowing what fragrances smell like of all that I'm going to record. Gent Sense, in my opinion, is a total cocksucker. If I ever meet Cuddles in real life, I'd probably spit on him. I doubt he's ever actually paid for. He sucked to pay for Zaharoff fragrances. That man has never pulled out of his pocket for a Zaharoff fragrance in his life. I guarantee it. When he burps, it probably goes, oh, Zaharoff. And he probably has 700 different names for what he burps up. You dig what I'm saying? People feel sorry for him. I don't feel sorry for him. The dude's a fucking piece of shit. I've had more than enough conversations with Miami Cuddles to tell you that man's probably the worst human being on the face of this earth. But we are not making personal. I'm just going by reviewers. So Gent Sense, can we get back to Gent Sense? Let me tell you something. Gent Sense is the worst kind of friend you ever want to have in your life. And the next guy on this list, gurgle, 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 you absolutely right, my friend. He gurgle, 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 gurgles, and jerkle, 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 jerkles. You understand what I'm saying? No doubt about that. So RXL is not one of my favorite reviewers, but he is one of my favorite people. And I say that because Dogman used to be one of my favorite reviewers because me and Dogman used to put people in their fucking place. Now RXL has taken that place. So I bless him for that. Thank you, Mr. RXL, for taking the place of somebody that I held in high esteem, brother. So I'm going to tell you, when I tell you from the bottom of my heart that you are the next Dogman, my friend, I hope you take that with great privilege, okay? Because you are the next Dogman. You are the next DBs behind the nonsense. You are the man that's going to put all these people on blast. But let me hit it. The only thing that's different between you and Dogman is you simp for Dua. I've seen you simp for Dua. You have never done a DB's. If you would have done a DB's review and still said Dua is better than DB's, I'd much more respect you. But I do love you, my friend. Don't let that take you and deter you from what you're supposed to do. Gent Sense, number 4. So let's get into Gent Sense because we got to get through all this. Okay. Gent Sense, the man, the myth, the legend, who used to go around all the time with Mr. Cheap Sense and love him so much they used to do all kinds of shit together. Okay. And then when Gent Sense passed Mr. Cheap Sense, you're welcome, my brother. I'm more than welcome. I love you. So when Gent Sense passed up Mr. Cheap Sense, okay, the friendship was over. The romance has gone. It's like a Days of Our Lives episode, my friends. 1 minute Victor Kiriakis is in love with somebody, and the next minute they're in hateful bliss. That's how that man is. I wouldn't trust him as far as I could throw my shit. And if I could reach around to wipe my ass, I couldn't throw it that far. I promise you. But at number 4 is Mr. Cheap Sense or Gent Sense. I apologize. Number 3 is his best friend, Mr. Cheap Sense. I don't know what he goes by now. So if you guys could help me with what he goes by now, I will properly give him his introduction. Okay. Mr. Cheap Sense is exactly what he says. When he was cheap, he is cheap. He wore a tank top that looked like something outstretched, looked like he's lost pounds and gained pounds and lost pounds and gained pounds. His fucking white tank top looked like something you wipe your ass with and wash it and put it back on when you was done. That's called generic. Okay. Fragrant Life. Was that what it is? Absolutely. Thank you, my friend. I know you have, brother. I'm just giving you shit. If I can't give you shit, there's nobody on this platform that can give you shit. But let's go back to Fragrant Life. The Fragrant Life. Now he's married or got a girlfriend and got a kid. He's moved into some better looking house. Now all of a sudden, well, now. He went from these shitty looking tank tops that he looked like he wiped his ass with and put them back on when he was done washing them with the stains and everything else on it. Not to mention he's a fat, ugly ass motherfucker, but we will go and I digress from that. Okay. This dude is the worst reviewer that I've ever seen when it comes to really telling you how a fragrance smells. First of all, he could never really give you a note breakdown. And I don't think, as far as I'm concerned, he has ever given you a true blend breakdown. Not that I've ever seen. But I remember sending him, when I became DB Sensations, I remember sending him some samples of mine. Guess what? I didn't get a good review. I didn't expect I would. I can't stand the fucking idiot. So, of course, I'm not going to get a good review. But I figured, just maybe I figured, that I would give him the benefit of the doubt and see if he was really a good fragrance reviewer. I even sent him some of my shittiest fragrances. But I digress. I digress completely. He's a worthless fragrance reviewer. And any of you guys that listen to that guy, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. The only people that I expect would want to listen to Mr. Cheap Sense is if you're black, because their skin tones are the same. Maybe, just maybe, you guys have a little bit in common. But I would not count on that. So we are going to move on to the number two. Number two. And I'm going to tell you something. I forget his name. So he's another black guy. And Tyrone will help me out. Can you help me out with his name? Because it just seemed to escape me, Tyrone. The other guy that used to sit on his chair all the time. All he did was sit on his chair all the time. I'm trying to think of his name. I got his I should have wrote it down, but I didn't. But he's the guy that used to sit on his chair all the time. He was married and then he got divorced. Really small up top, really big down bottom. Help me out, Tyrone. Help me out, Tyrone. Trace Sense, absolutely. Number two comes in at Trace Sense. I thought that's what his name was. I didn't just want to blast it out there. I appreciate that, brother. Trace Sense, number two most worst fragrance review you could ever watch, simply because it's bland. Not to say that he doesn't know what he's talking about. It's bland. How are you going to get? Yeah, he knows the brothers. Oh, he knows the brothers now. Let me tell you something. He knows the brother fragrance reviewers. Don't get me wrong, he knows them. But this is the reason why. This guy didn't take any time whatsoever. Now, I believe he knows his fragrances. I don't think he can give you a good note breakdown, but I think he's pretty honest when it comes to what smells good and what don't. But god damn, brother, can you please put yourself in a different predicament? Can you get out of that big motherfucking fat ass black man's chair and give yourself a good fragrance review? Oh, no. Redolescence is up there, and that's my honorable mention. Hold on. RXL, please calm yourself down, brother. I'm getting there. I am getting there. You're getting way ahead of me, and I don't like it. Calm down. So I want to get back to the black man in a big old huge lazy boy fat chair recliner, and the guy they call Trace Sense. Okay, this guy has got the worst presentation when it comes to videos. By all means, ladies and gentlemen, please put yourself in a different background. Why do you got to be a fat man? Because you're nice and skinny up here, but when you get down there, you're like biggity blow, bliggity blow. It looked like you swallowed a ton of popcorn over 15 years and decided to sit on a hot chair. You dig what I'm saying? That shit was like pliggity plow, pliggity plow. And next thing you know, you got this huge fat ass, but you're nice and small up here. I don't blame you, I guess, for sitting in a fat lazy boy chair, because you're a fat lazy boy. But I digress. He does know what he's talking about when it comes to fragrances, and I respect that. But for fuck's sake, if you're going to get to the other part of just you got divorced, okay? And for me, if I think if I get divorced and I'm still a fragrance reviewer, I might want to change my presentation up just a well, when you talk to Trey, since you can't say a tiny bit, I apologize, but you might want to slim it down a little bit. I hope that makes sense to each and every one of you guys. I really do. So we want to get to the number one worst reviewer of all time. Can't do that yet. We got to get it to an honorable mention. My friend, my main man, RXL209, Borom, that spilled the goddamn beans. Screw you for spilling the beans. That is Redolescence. Okay? I've never seen somebody so proper. Get on here and look like he's King Harold and break down fragrances in such a manner that makes me want to fucking puke because I kicked them Brits out of my country a long ass goddamn time ago. For fuck's sake, be an American and tell us what you got on your mind. He don't. He gets on there and he brings up these most elegant fragrances. No, I'm not going to put Mr. Smelly on there. Why would I put Mr. Smelly on there? No, I'm not putting Mr. Smelly on there. Mr. Smelly is an honorable mention. Thank you, sir. You guys keep breaking me over. Can you just shut up and let me get to my goddamn fucking shit? Okay? Pine Rocks, god damn it. So, Redolescence. Okay, so Mr. Armoff. I'm sorry, Mr. Redolescence, because I've done broke this guy down 15 million times. I don't give you guys all the proof and all the shit you need to know that Novatus is nothing but Armoff, okay? Period. Listen, I'm going to give you a little breakdown. You want to know where Zaharoff fragrances come from? Ooh. DB, you don't know where, but I do. See, I wasn't a private investigator for no reason, my friends. I take little tiny leads and I follow that little goddamn fucking M&M trail. Even if it takes me 20 years, I'm going to find that shit out. Do you think Zaharoff fragrances really came from Zaharoff? Do your research. All you have to do is follow the itty bitty tiny rabbit trails and you'll find out Zaharoff don't make his own fragrances. But we were talking about the worst fragrance reviewers of all time. Redolescence is an honorable mention. He would have been number 8 on my list, but I only did 7. And this is why. I'm going to break it down real fast and we're going to move on to the other honorable mention to somebody else besides Mr. Pine Rocks to interject himself in. How British of you, sir, to interrupt an American when they're giving you their opinions. Okay? But you know. No. Chaos Fragrances, Bowtie, Big Beard Business. Big Beard Business is a piece of shit. I don't even put him in my top 10. And I will tell you why if you would like me to regurgitate in a minute, because that's what I do when I think of Big Beard Business. I regurgitate. Nonetheless, so let's get back. When you are a man that at your particular point in time had 100,000, and we're talking about Mr. Redolescence himself, 100,000 people that tune into your reviews. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. I never will. Can't, won't do it. Just ain't going to happen. He was one of those guys when I needed a true note breakdown. I'll hit the Redolescence. Okay? Then I realized something. Ooh, wait a minute here. Shall we go back in time and realize that he's an Armoff? Come sucker. Yes, we do. So you come out with your own fragrances, and then we come out and we expose you for Armoff, and you can't tell us that it's Armoff. You deserve a fucking stranglehold, Mr. Redolescence. Nonetheless, let's get to Mr. Smelly. I don't have an issue with Mr. Smelly. I do feel like Mr. Smelly deserves an honorable mention. Every now and then, Bowtie Fragrances is okay. Chaos, whatever. But Mr. Smelly is okay. Okay. The thing I don't like about Mr. Smelly is he's bland. Okay. I do like. Is Mr. Smelly the one that came out with? Is he the Dan and Naughton guy? Did he come out with Novatus? Somebody hurry up and answer that. I just had a brain fart. I'm drinking, so brain farts are going to have it right there. I had another one, so hold on a second. Is he the one that came out with Novatus? Is he? Is he? Mr. Smelly, Mr. Smelly, Mr. Smelly, Mr. Smelly. It's been a while, guys. Yes, 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 yes. Yes, 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 yes. I thought he was. I love Novatus. Gravitas. Gravitas, I'm sorry. Thank you, Grota. Gravitas is probably the best fragrance that a reviewer has ever come out with. Period. You cannot convince me that any other fragrance reviewer, because I'm not a reviewer anymore, so you got to count me out. Thank you very much. I'm licking my chops that did that because everybody's going to say DB's the best. I'm the most original. But yes, Gravitas Boron is probably the best reviewer fragrance that has ever been invented. Whoa, 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 whoa. Mr. Pine Rocks. Mr. Pine Rocks, you've never smelled Gravitas Boron. Well, 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 sir. You're behind the mark. You need to make like a tomato and catch the fuck up. That shit is great, sir. You need to get yourself some of that. Yeah. To me, Mr. Smelly always looks like he has to take a shit. And he waited until he got on camera before he realized he had to take a shit. The gaseous bubbles were bubbling up in his belly. He's like, oh, shit. I think I got to take a shit, but I got to do a review instead. You're absolutely right, my friend. I will not deny that at all. So let's get to the number one. Janine, can I get a drum roll? Never mind, she's cooking. Yes, that's the fabulous, the most outstanding, the most cum guzzling, the most asshole taking, the most real unreal person I've ever met in my life. The guy that now does all kinds of reviews. That is himself. The one, the only, the biggest piece of shit there is. TLTG Fragrance Reviews. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I've exposed Mr. TLTG many times. Okay. In my opinion, so if you guys don't know, I'm going to get into a real big story and then I'm going to have to cut this off. I got to let you know because I got to give you my top 8, man. I just got to do it. TLTG Fragrance Reviews was a 0 until yours truly, Mr. DB, met Mr. TLTG. You get it? DLBTG. Anyway, so yeah, Miami cuckold. So I gave him everything he needed to do to start. Okay. When he was reviewing these cheap ass fragrances, which happens to be Nautica Voyage, which is in every one of his rotations. How do you get to 120 some goddamn fucking reviewers or excuse me, 120 some thousand fucking subscribers and you're still reviewing goddamn Nautica Voyage? For fuck's sake, it's been around for 350 years. But that always seems to make your rotation. You get all these people, you're sucking George Saharov's cock, you're taking it up the ass from George Saharov, and you still put Nautica Voyage into your rotation. Jesus fucking Christ, are you a moron? So I was the first person to send this guy. There is a fragrance called tell him, Ray. Every fragrance lasts 8+ hours on him. This man must have the skin of the gods. Okay, this motherfucker, everything lasts 8+ hours on this guy. Well, you know, if you were putting some Saharov lotion on there, I'm sorry, does Saharov come out with lotion? Oh, no, wait, that's his sperm that you keep putting on your fucking arm. Of course you're going to have 8 hours of longevity on something. By all means, shall I continue? So anyway, this guy puts Nautica Voyage in every guy. I gave this guy his start. I don't give a fuck what you think, what you believe. I've got the proof to show you I gave this guy every ambition. There's this thing called Royal Crown, okay? I had a collection. I got a bottle of something called Royal Crown, and for the life of me, I can't remember which Royal Crown I have. I apologize. But I gave it, nobody's reviewed this Royal Crown yet. I gave TLTG Rose a sample of this, okay? He didn't review it. He didn't review it. How the fuck do you get niche? Get a niche when you're a goddamn fucking designer whore You get a niche fragrance and you don't fucking review it. I'll tell you how. Because you're a dumbass. You're a goddamn fucking idiot. You're a cum guzzler. And then a dude gets on here and makes goddamn fucking videos showing his muscles. Well, excuse me if I'm not fucking impressed with your steroid pumping ass. But you know what happens when you do steroids? You get a little tiny pee-pee. But I'll ask George Zaharoff how big that thing is later. By all means, let me continue. No, it wasn't Rain, my friend. I believe it was called, I think it's called Upper Class. I think that's the name of it. I apologize if I get it wrong. It's just been so long, okay? This guy is the biggest cluck when it comes to fucking fragrance reviews I've ever met in my fucking life. The biggest embarrassment to anything called Frag comm I've ever met in my fucking life. And for you idiots to continue to watch this guy and think he's the god of fucking fragrance reviews, you need your head checked. You might want to get your dick checked too. It might have Zaharoff tattooed on it, but I digress. Okay? This dude is the worst fragrance reviewer I've ever seen in my goddamn life. Ever. Okay? Well, right. Right. At least you could do anybody. And I did it. I kind of looked up the notes. I don't always smell the notes in everything I have. By all means, just because it says it has rose in it, which I cannot stand rose, doesn't mean I always smell the fucking rose. Okay? Sometimes rose smells like fucking butt cheeks, but that doesn't mean that I don't smell the butt cheeks or the rose, to be honest with you. Okay? So there you have it. My 7, or did I do 8? Did I do 7? Yes, I fucking did. I did 7 worst fragrance reviewers on YouTube of all time. And by all means, stay tuned for the next one when I do the best ones, okay? There aren't many. I'm probably going to have to put that down to a 5. 5 best fragrance review. I can't even get into, is there 5? I don't know. But I'll do my research. Okay? So I hope I entertained you guys. I hope I gave you a little lesson. Listen, guys, and I'm going to tell you this, to be honest with you. I love Fat Boy. I love what Fat Boy represents, okay? There's basically just certain times that Fat Boy I don't think comes across real honest, okay? Fat Boy said that Icon smelled, it was a great fragrance. I never sold it. I sold 2 bottles, okay? Some people don't garner the respect you think they do, okay? I'm not saying if you follow any of these reviewers that you are absolutely a piece of shit of yourself. Please, by all means, it's just satire. But listen to me. Only you are going to know what smells good on you. That doesn't mean you have to review it, okay? Put it on you. Smell it. If it smells fucking great, wear the shit, okay? It's not that hard. There are certain people in fragrance reviews that you relate to. I get it. I get it. I get it. Better be on what list? What list do you want to be on, sir? Do you want to be on the list? I'll put you on the list. I'll do it. But I've learned something when I first got into fragrances, okay? And I'm being serious. I'm going to cut all jokes aside. There wasn't just one person that I could follow. I loved the Big Beard Business. Did I go on about Big Beard Business? No, I didn't, did I? Stay tuned. I'll make a video just on Big Beard Business himself. So I used to watch Big Beard Business because I absolutely loved Killian fragrances. Still to this day, it's my favorite house, okay? But he's a black man. I'm a white man. He has nice, beautiful, taken care of, moisturized skin. I'm Irish. That shit's dry as fuck, okay? But I like that he came out and told you about those fragrances and what they smelled like. So I followed him. I followed Steve from Red Essence to get that note breakdown because I felt like he was one of those guys that could break down notes very well, okay? But by all means, everybody, find somebody that hits you, that's real about fragrances. Listen, man, honestly, and just honestly, TLTG says a lot of fragrances smell good. He is the one person that I see more people in Frag comm commenting, TLTG turned me on to this fragrance, but it's terrible, okay? For instance, if I may intercede, I used to be a big, huge champion for what was the name of that fucking fragrance? Authenticity perfumes. Okay, I help get authenticity high and skyrocket. Okay, does everything authenticity sells smell good? No, most really don't smell great, but they do last a long time. When they fucked me to go to TLTG, I knew they weren't worth me supporting. By all means, guys, do your research. Find out if that person's genuine about it. Find 2, 3, or 4 fragrance reviewers that are honest, that you can relate to, that have your type of skin, and then follow them from that point on. Okay? Don't just follow 1 or 2 people. You're not going to get it that way. Okay? Although these people are probably the worst, that doesn't mean somebody here doesn't relate to them. Okay? Just telling you. But these are the worst of the worst, in my opinion. Love you guys. Stay true to what you are. dbssensations.company.site and get you some Christmas. Right now, I have a sale going on until Black Friday. Okay. It's called Giving 40. If you put that in there, you get 40% off of everything I got. Yes, they do. Agreed. 100%. They would do better as air fresheners. They probably make a whole lot more money. Love you guys. Love each and every one of you. Felt like I needed a laugh myself. Feel like giving you a laugh. Love y'all. Enjoy your night.